Greetings, greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Overcomer. This is day 5, and my name is Stefanie White. I am the lead creative at Rave Creative Impressions. Finding out more about who I am and what we do, you can go to www.stefaniewhite.com. That's spelled Stefanie, white.com. And I am doing this because I am a voice for the creatives. I'm not the only voice for the creatives, but I am a voice for the creatives. And I am training my ear to listen to the one and only creator. So this is the purpose of today. If you're catching this as a replay, if you're catching this live, I want you to share, share this page, like the page, give it thumbs up, give it hearts. The more views, the better it is for Rave Creative Impressions. So invite someone to come and watch this. This is going to be a very good topic. If you want to find out about how to stay connected with Rave Creative Impressions, you can follow us on social media platform, which would be Rave World 2.0 on IG and on Facebook. All right, so I'm sure most of you are catching this as a replay because this is not being recorded at the normal time. Today, and as most of you creatives probably have the same thing where you schedule something and then it runs over, so it's like doesn't go into the time frame that you really originally planned, but all things still work together for those who love him. And I am still ecstatic. I made it a promise that I would not miss another day. So I am still recording this because this is a great message for someone. So today we're actually talking about character flaws. And so when it comes to character flaws, I don't know why I can't say it right now, but character flaws are those types of traits that you hold that they show the flaws in who you really are as a person. It's part of learned behavior. Some of it is behavior that's been brought on by someone, something that might have happened. But I want to talk particularly about my character flaws. Again, I look at all of these different topics and I look at myself first of what has hindered me from being in a position where I would love to be. And so I had to look at my character flaws and just like really think about them and say, is there something on the inside of me? Like Stefanie, what's on the inside of Stefanie that Stefanie needs to work on to be better? And one thing that I'm learning when it comes to character flaws, it maybe not all of you may have experienced it at a point in time, but I do know as creatives, when we're in the midst of something and our brains are like really like focused on that particular thing, that we kind of we let another side come out every now and then. I'm not sure, maybe I'm the only one who as I am creating something, I am extremely tedious about that task, whatever that could be. I want things to go well, so I may not come off being the calm, relaxing, patient Stefanie. So I wanted to talk about these different flaws and just help some of you to understand that as a creative, you need people. You need people to support. You need people to showcase what you do. You need people regardless to even open a door for you sometimes. So having a life without people just does not exist. Yes, we can pray, but God will possibly use someone who can be that agent at that moment, you know, that physical agent for you. So the one thing that I have learned about just being in the industry, period, of being creative, music, hospitality, even as an author, as like whatever the case is, it's very important not to burn bridges. You don't want to burn bridges, and you want to make sure that you keep a very good rapport with people. You are going to need them eventually. You're going to need them, and you're going to want people to be on your side. So we're talking about character flaws. If you're coming in, I want you to take a look at yourself and see, is there something that's holding me back? Am I showcasing a type of flaw that needs to be addressed? So you don't want to burn bridges. You want to make sure you keep a very good rapport with individual. I had to start thinking about it, that my integrity is like dollars. You know, if I'm not integral when it comes to dealing with people, then that's weight, that's value, that's held in my integrity. So I had to really think about some things. I had to really focus, and I'm going to tell you some of my character flaws. I'll tell you a lot of, you know, the ones that I know of. I might not have picked all of them out, but I think these are the core that have shaped the negative side of who I am. And I used to hear all the time that once I get in work mode, I'm a whole nother person. And I never used to see it. So these things are now helping me to really take a step back and to really understand how hurtful sometimes I could be. And I know you're like, oh, Stefanie, you don't seem like that type, but I really can be that type when it comes to something I'm passionate about. I'm very no nonsense when it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. So the truth shall set you free. We all know that. That's not something that we just say one time. Like, we've heard that for years. The truth will really set you free. If you start to tell the truth, and the truth for me is what is happening here. Like, what's happening? Why do I not have certain support from in certain individuals? Why do I not? Because my integrity actually speaks very loudly, and I do know that. And these are things that I have to strive to work towards to make better. And I am an overcomer by the words of my testimony. I don't want to be that person that sits in guilt and shame. So because of that, I had to really take a moment and say, this needs to be dealt with. These areas I need to focus on, and I want to be better. So I'm an overcomer. Knowing is half the battle. They say knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Yes, it is so real. Like, if you know it, if you know, how is it? Know better, you do better. If you know better, you will do better. Some people know better and still don't do better, but that's because they don't want to do better. But I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to be the type of person that I am looking for others to be towards me. You know, so it's like you can't be one-sided and expect other people to be this knight in shining armor. They say thank you, and they say all of these wonderful things about you, but you're not that type of person. That's just like friendships. It can't have one-sided friendships. You can't have a friendship where you're always loaning money, always loaning money, one-sided. And then when that person comes to you and say, hey, can I borrow money? You say, well, why do you, like, it can't be that way. It has to be a relation. This is across the board, not just friendships, relationships, business relationships, when you're building clientele, like these are things that you know that you have to do. Like you can't expect for a client to give you business if you never refer the client for anything, or you never, like it, you can't just come on the holiday and think that this client is going to make sure that you have a Christmas bonus. No, it doesn't work that way. Somewhere along the line, you had to build a relationship with individuals to be able to say that, you know, you're in sync with each other. So these are some of the things that I have been learning, not only about what I want to be, but just some of the areas that I need to correct for myself. So I'm gonna tell you my flaws, and I'm being very open about these flaws. I probably won't say exactly who these individuals are, but I know that I went through a period where I was extremely dishonest about some things, and for me, I am learning being dishonest. So as a kid, let me just explain this. And this is not to defend, but as a kid, and I noticed this before, as a kid, I read a lot of Harlequin novels. If anyone has ever read a Harlequin novel, it is like to the 10th power fantasy. And it's about love and just, you know, adult stuff, you know. But I would just imagine, and I would make up stories about the type of life that I wanted when I was younger. I want to say 7, 8 years old, I was making up in my mind full drawn out stories. And I was telling people at school, oh, I did this and this person did this for me. And it was because I was unhappy with the life that I lived. So I feel like dishonesty comes from being unhappy with the position that you're in. And I have found myself in that position of many times where I was dishonest, and instead of me coming out and saying the truth, I kept going with the dishonesty. And for that, you know I have to correct it. And I ask God every single day, you know, can show me how to fix this, because I don't want to be a dishonest person. I've been through the being self denial. These are actually my character flaws. I have them written in front of me. Dishonesty is one. Self denial is another. I would deny. No, not me. No, not me. Now, let me just put this disclaimer out there. There are times where if you ask me a question, I'm not going to give you the full truth. I'm going to give you the answer that the question that you asked. I'm only giving you that. I'm not giving you the full background of the story, because that's none of your business. If you wanted to know the full background of the story, you should have asked. Point blank. But I have gone through moments where I have been in self-denial when dealing with who I am to individuals. I had self-denial. Like, I really pumped myself up more than I should have in that person's, thinking that I'm closer than I am. And it's self-denial. Even when it comes to timing. So knowing that there are so many things going on throughout the year, I think even when I take on certain clients, I go through self-denial because I feel like I can meet this goal, but there is no possible way. Like I overbite. Self-pity is another one of my flaws. I used to play the victim card quite often. When someone would say, oh, this happened to me. This has happened to me. This is something, like, I would not really listen to what that person was saying. Let's see. Selfish. I have been very selfish. I think that I am just recently learning how selfish I have been. And I am working on that. I'm still working on that because, again, I don't want my character to speak volumes. Like, I don't want my character to make a splash in the room of individuals before I get there, unless it's a positive character trait. If this is a negative character trait, I don't want that leading, oh, well, I don't know about Stefanie because such and such about Stefanie. Like, I don't want that. So I am learning about my selfishness. And I have begun to do the work. And I'll share some of those things in a second as well. I've become to do the work. I used to be extremely hypocritical. What I would think would be okay for one friend, I would not let it be okay for another friend. Hypocritical in business. I can't talk about cheating and lying and doing all that stuff for grants and taxes and things like that, and I haven't done what I needed to do as a business owner. So these are things for me. I can't be hypocritical, but I have been hypocritical. Entitled. I have been very entitled at one point, like feeling that, well, I don't understand how this person has gotten it. This has happened to me recently. I really felt like I was due a promotion at a job, and it didn't happen. They gave it to someone else. Now, I still believe that I deserve the position, but I also believe that whatever is going to be for me is going to be for me. I won't have to beg, borrow, and steal for any of it. Whatever is for me, it will be mine. And that just was not meant for me. There's something on the horizon that is bigger than me. And if I would have taken that promotion, I would have been tied down to a particular job. And that's not what I wanted to do. So feeling entitled. And then my last one, and I'm only saying this is my last one that I know of. Trust me, if you're watching this video and you know me personally and you know that there's a character flaw that I have not mentioned, I'll go through them again. Well, let me do the last one, defensiveness. I am learning now more than ever that if there are individuals around me, and there are individuals around me that I trust, and I've put trust in, because now I am very, very, very particular about who's around me, who pours into me, who speaks into my life. And if any of those individuals say, hey, Stefanie, let me pull your coattail and let me sit you down and let me tell you this, then I can't be defensive, because I am in a relationship with those individuals, and it's a building relationship with those individuals. And the only way that I can be the type of person that they are seeing is if I get the constructive criticism or whatever the talk is that they need to have with me. I had a very good friend pull me. Actually, I noticed that she pulled away a little bit. She pulled away, and I noticed it, but I gave her some time. And this is something that I love. I love this, and this is how I identify my real, true friends and supporters. And this is also a way for you as creatives. I think I'm telling you, we are very emotional beings, and because we're very emotional beings, then sometimes we stem off of emotions. Like, we're very emotional. So I knew that she pulled away, and I decided to give her some time. And eventually she said, you know what are you doing? I need to stop by. I said, okay, no problem. And I let her come and basically say, hey, listen, you hurt my feelings when you said such and such and such. And I let her talk, and I didn't try to defend it. Immediately, I apologized immediately, because if it was not my intention to hurt her, I should not have any reason why I can't apologize. So if that was first things first, I apologized after she finished talking. I didn't try to explain why I did it. I just said, I'll never do that again. It was bad on my part, and I just forgive me. And we went on from there. And so one of the things that I have felt kind of hurt by, just like close friends that I felt did not take that opportunity to say, hey, listen, you hurt me, let's pull this to the table, and then let's squash it. And that showed her true character about how she felt about me. This is not the first person who's done that. The second person. Now, not to say that every time that they pull that card that I'm in the wrong, but the thing is, I am humbling myself because that friendship is of value to me. I'm humbling myself. Let me just say, forgive me for doing whatever it is that you felt was not something that you expected from me, and then we can move on. Now, we do have conversations about it, and we have conversations. It's nothing wrong with having conversations. What I don't like is those individuals who don't say anything, don't bring up anything, never tell you what it is. For me, it's like, tell the person this is what you did so they can fix themselves. It's almost like you tell the person, you know what? I don't really care if you fix yourself. I'm still hold a grudge. Honestly, for me, I have learned to release myself from that moment of obligation to you. Like, I'm no longer obligated to your feelings. So if you are still, when you see me, you turn the other way, you fix your face and all that stuff, then that means, guess who's bothered by it? You, not me. I'm no longer bothered. I've let it go. You don't want to talk to me? Nothing I can do about it. I'm cool. Deuces. I had to get that demeanor because I was extremely depressed because I'm like, why are people walking away from me? Why don't people who I feel like should be supportive, why aren't they supportive? Why aren't they liking? Why aren't they sharing my post? Like, I'm talking about people who I have invested into as a relationship. And if they don't reciprocate it, then guess what? It is time to remove yourself from that and to move forward. All of these things come with being a creative, because if you allow any of these individuals to come in and mess up your brain, your day, whatever the case is, you cannot create. And when you can't create, that's money that you're missing. That's time, that's passion that you're replacing that time that that you can't get back because of milling over someone who walked away. Maybe it was time for them to walk away. So these are all learning things. So I pointed out all of my character flaws that I know of, that was dishonest, self-denial, self-pity, selfishness, hypocritical, entitled, and defensive. Those are ones that I have begun to work on throughout this year, throughout this time that we've been under the pandemic. I've been noticing some certain things about me, and I have vowed that I want to be a better person. And the only way that you can be a better person is just by being better. Whatever that means for you. Being a better person just means being better. So now what I have learned to do is keep my mouth closed, mind my own business, not make empty promises, take criticism, constructive criticism, or criticism well, and allow a person to speak their mind. All of that results, or the ending result, would be a mature, better you. And that's what I am striving for every single day. I want that for me. I want that for my audience. I want that for every person that supports me. I want that for my family. I want that for my friends. I want that for the loved ones who, when they speak of me, that it's not a negative taste in their mouth. When they speak of me, I want them to speak of, this is Stefanie, and she is like really someone you should get to know. I don't want them to speak of me and say, oh, well, no, not that Stefanie girl. No, no, no. No. And I've been like that with other people. But I want people to understand the value that's on the inside of me. And some of them will not understand the value on the inside of me because it's clouded by all of the character flaws that I have. Like, my character flaws are overshadowing the value on the inside of me, and I don't want that. So I am encouraging you to strive to be better, be mature. If you know that there are areas that you need work on them. Do a daily thing, do a daily task. I won't do this, I won't do that. When someone is like, I know someone picks at homeless people, and I'm like, why? How can you pick at a homeless person? Like, why is that funny? It's not funny. There's nothing humorous about that. Some of the memes that I see sometimes about, certain individuals, that I'm like, that's not really funny. So I am working on a better me. I'm encouraging you to work on a better you. And I can guarantee you work on a better you. Fix those areas that needs to be fixed. If you owe people money, like I owe people money, I have to fix that. If I have made an empty promise, I need to go back and fix that. If I have just ruined a relationship because I am just selfish and I'm in my own head, I'm in my own like bubble or whatever, I need to go back and fix that. I encourage you, if you know of anyone that you might have hurt their feelings, you might have said something wrong, you might have just used someone and never looked back, I want you to go back, figure out who it is, figure out how you can fix it, apologize, and move forward. Do not let it hinder your creativity. Do not let it hinder your business, your brand. Do not let it hinder those things. Move forward. Apologize, move forward. Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe couldn't have said something so much more. I mean, that was like the realest statement. Knowing is half the battle. When you know better, you do better. Don't know better and then do nothing about it. So that is our topic for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something from it. I hope you were able to see on the inside of me, my transparency. I am being unmuzzled this 30 days. Like, I am really saying things that I have never said before. These are very new territory. And I am encouraging each and every one of you that's watching this. Stop right now. Write down a list of something to work on. We have a few more days before the end of the year. It can be done. Work on those things. I am Stefanie White. I am the lead creative with Rave Creative Impressions. And I am here tomorrow night. We are here every night in November at 10 p.m. for 30 minutes, for 30 days. I am here with you guys. If I go over, it's because it's something that I'm pretty passionate about, and I want to make sure that I get this point across. But I'm here. I am a voice for those creatives. I'm the voice for those creatives who don't even speak up for themselves. So, again, you want to know more about me? Go to www.stefaniewhite.com. Again, that is spelled Stefanie stephaniewhite.com, and you can catch me on Rave World on Rave World 2.0 on Facebook and on Instagram. And I close this out every night, and we'll keep closing it out every night, the same thing. If you don't do it, who else will? Because there's nobody who can do what you are purposed to do like you. So be creative, be unique, and be purposeful. Until next time, have a good day.